rockers, and welcome back to my YouTube channel. I hope you're all having the best day ever. We are getting so close, if you celebrate, to Christmas, and it's very exciting, and I hope you're all doing well. Okay, I have an insane video for you today because Trisha was going off on Twitter last night and was getting called out by so many different people and fighting back with people and being defensive and being messy and leaking her marriage records because people are saying that they don't believe that she actually got married to Moses, and it's a full thing that's been happening, and it's just so messy, and I've been so excited to catch you up on it, and whenever it was happening last night I couldn't believe that it was happening. So let me gather myself.
Allegedly.
It's finally working today. The button wasn't working yesterday. We're working today. He came back. Y'all gave your thoughts and prayers and he heard.
Allegedly.
Anyways, I was really excited to come down and sit down for you today to talk about this. Okay, so for a little bit of context, many different sections on what's been happening. Trisha is dragging drama channels. A lot of people have been tweeting Trisha recently. And we'll get to the tweets in a second. A lot of people have been tweeting Trisha recently and saying that, you know, why isn't Trisha suing drama channels? Why isn't Trisha dragging drama channels? Why isn't she suing anyone who's like talking bad about her? Like the few Trisha Paytas fans that are left, let's put it how it is, are basically trying to get her to now silence channels like mine because they're saying that that's what should be happening and that we're just the worst people on the entire planet. And that's an interesting conversation in its own accord, and we'll have that. But no, a lot of people were asking Trisha this, and she was responding basically feeling sorry for all of us, and that, you know, we have nothing better to do with our life, which is warranted. She has a great point there, that we have like nothing better to do with our lives and that we're really sad people, and was going off like this and was, you know, talking about the fact that people need to worry about their own lives and people need to start talking about her life and stop talking about this and start talking about this and blah, 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 back and forth, back and forth. And this is really defensive in terms of Trisha, and I was actually surprised that she was going off like this, and this is even the most intense thing that she did last night on Twitter. I think this is all stemming from the fact that there are so many videos coming out recently, especially a channel called like Frenemy Reloaded, and it's basically people analyzing different behavioral things that happened on frenemies and calling out inconsistencies with Trisha's stories. And they are playing clips from frenemies, like episode 1 and episode 14, for example. Like, I'm not giving the exact ones, but just to kind of give a little bit of context, they're showing 2 different clips from 2 different episodes on the same podcast, and it's a story that Trisha tells that is clashing with one another. And there are so many of them clips happening, and a lot of Vlog Squad clips have been leaking of Trisha from deleted David Dobrik vlogs, and also, spoiler alert, David Dobrik has been re-uploading the vlogs that Trisha was featured in, which is really interesting to me, and I want to know your opinion of that. But basically, do we remember whenever David was like massively getting like cancelled, and frenemies was one of the main like reasons for that, because it was one of the only places that were really speaking up about him, and it was where people were going for their information? Well, whenever that was happening, David took it upon himself. Oh my god, I can't talk today. David took it upon oh my god, I like can't even like the hold on. David Dobrik took it amongst himself. David Dobrik then decided, or his management, let's just simplify my English today because clearly I'm not all here today, that it would be best to have all the vlogs that had Trisha in them, or Trisha featured in them, or a Trisha storyline to be flat out deleted from his channel. I think that this was just damage control because a lot of clips from Trisha in the vlogs were being shown on frenemies as context whenever Trisha would tell a story, which again, looking back and even in the moment, was so bizarre because Trisha would tell like an outlandish story about David, or that he did something, or that he was bullying her, and then would just show a clip that was completely unrelated, but because she was seen with David, a lot of people, including myself, were just inclined to believe her. And I do want to say a point. I've been seeing all of these clips resurface of Trisha and all of these contradicting points brought up from people about Trisha recently, and people are like, I can't believe we ever listened to her. I can't believe we ever thought this was the truth. And I get that, right? Because I'm included in that, and I would guarantee that a lot of you are as well, where, you know, Trisha told us the stories and we took it at face value and we believed it. But I also want to say that not a lot of people have been saying is, in our defense, Trisha was telling stories about like essay, telling stories about really disgusting things that have happened to her, disgusting things people have done to her, all these different things, right? And I'm sorry, but when someone's telling me that story, whoever it is, my first thought nor should I think anyone's first thought is, oh, they're lying, or let's look for proof, or anything like that. You know, if someone's telling me a story about something really traumatic that happened in their life, it doesn't matter if it's Trisha Paytas or not. My first thought is not, ooh, let's look for contradicting points, or they must be lying to us. So yeah, looking back on all these clips now, given context, we can see that there was a lot of inconsistencies in all the stories Trisha was saying. However, I don't think we should be beating ourselves up for the fact that we listened to someone who was telling them, you know, telling us and them their story, and our first thought was to, like, disprove them. Like, I feel like people are hating on all of us, including themselves, for, you know, not looking into the truth and all like this, but at the same time, can we really, like, stop normalizing the fact that someone's opening up about their trauma and our first thought should be they're lying? Like, obviously now we have all of these clips of Trisha and we can provide context for a lot of missing plot holes in the stories. But again, I don't blame any of us for taking the things that Trisha said at face value, because who would lie about that kind of stuff? Right? So anyway, David vlogs all been, you know, put on his channel again now. And then Trisha has been getting called out, what I kind of touched upon, which is the biggest thing that we're going to get to in this video. We'll get to this at the fucking very end. But people believe that Trisha, and I even made like a joke about it, I hinted at it, I wasn't being serious, but a lot of people were saying that Trisha and Moses were getting married for the sake of publicity. And what that means is almost kind of like a Vegas style wedding, which is what happens in Vegas stays in Vegas, and it's like what happens on, you know, Trisha's YouTube channel stays on Trisha's YouTube channel, which isn't the truth, and we've seen that with so many different people on Trisha's channel and so many dramas, but anyways, just a joke. They believe that they were just getting married to, like, spite Ethan and Ela, and they weren't really getting officially married, but they were having a wedding. I think that's the best way to put it. And also that it was just overall for attention and they weren't actually legally getting married. So Trisha literally tweeted out the official marriage papers that her and Moses signed. Like, I don't think y'all are getting how weird this is, that Trisha tweeted out the documentation that her and Moses, the private documentation that her and Moses had to sign, the marriage papers between their marriage, to prove that the marriage existed. And then a lot of people are responding to that being like, oh my god, like, you paid for these fake marriage records. And all these people are now trolling Trisha because it's like, wow, we can't believe that we, you know, even made a joke or insinuated that, you know, you were just getting, you know, married but not really getting married. And you've now, like, tweeted out, like, your private paperwork to try and prove to us so desperately that not only you're in love, but that you are now married. It's very weird. Let's get to the tweets, right? It's just a lot that happened last night. So, oh, actually, let's do chronological order. So the marriage documents happened first. Now, I don't want to put it on the screen because Trisha has blurred some things out. However, there's things that aren't blurred. So I don't want to put that out there. And I also, it's like private information. But anyway, just to kind of give you a little bit of context, like flashing it, Trisha tweeted out the envelope that the marriage records came in. I really don't want to show this stuff because it's really fucking weird. And some of it, this is literally the marriage records. I can't talk today. See, this is what happens when you're so excited after a day of boring shit that you just want to come on and talk to the muckers. It all comes out at once. So, be patient with me. Also, recently I've been struggling to, like, sit still. All I want to do is perform a song and dance for you while I'm telling you the drama. But I don't think it's appropriate when I'm talking about Trisha to be fucking like, yes, so let's not. But anyway, literally tweeted out marriage records. Very weird, and it is the official one. It says, first name Trisha, middle name Kay, Paytas, California, and then Moshe Hackman, I think is how you pronounce that, country of birth, Israel, date of birth, 1977, and then Trisha's one, their signatures, the date, Universal Life, minister, Westlake Village, married on the 12th of the 11th, 2021. So, the official papers. So, I think it's really embarrassing that she tweeted this out, regardless if she was trying to prove haters wrong. It's like, you literally have now, like, lowered yourself to people not believing that you actually got married, and you're tweeting out your private information. But Trisha said, people are extra AF. The only reason I'm entertaining the rumors our marriage isn't legal is because I'm damn proud that it is. What does that mean? You're proud that your marriage is legal? As opposed to illegal? Well, anyway. We got a confidential license so nosy ass people don't get the information of our parents and other private information, yet tweeted out a private form. I swear miserable people will do anything to try take away my happiness. Sorry, you don't have the power to do that. You're really stealing energy from yourself. Give that energy out. And that's the real tragedy. And to the channels who obsess about everything I do every day of my life, may you find peace. Trisha, I'm fucking hoping I find peace too. I'm on the same wavelength as you, babe. I'm happy to help you sustain your income. Your fan behavior favors no one. I would acknowledge you as my biggest supporters if you spoke in kindness. Now, before we get to the rest of them, all I'm gonna say is Trisha has had the approach of letting drama channels, letting commentary, letting journalists, letting haters do their thing because all promo is good promo. And without sounding too bitchy, it's very clear that Trisha is cracking. Just my take on it and my opinion, it's very clear that it's starting to get to her massively because all of her tweets now are starting to have this, what's the word? Like, cringy, sassy undertone where it's almost like, take that. Like, ooh, you know, I hope you find happiness. Like this kind of thing, and it's kind of like a, I'm so unbothered that I'm bothered. That's what I'm getting from this. Someone said, just got the fake documents in the mail, responding to the marriage ones, and Trisha said, LMAO, I give up. The internet is a circus. Not the Shane Dawson, welcome to the circus tease. If you know, you know. If you know, please comment. I'm not alone in that. Welcome to the circus. I need to just eat my peanuts and go with it. Talking about the circus. And then Trisha said, I love you all. Please don't lose sleep over my marriage. You're robbing yourself of valuable time of your life that you could be creating your own happily ever after. Like, Trisha is trying to say that we need our happily ever after, whenever only a couple months ago she was shit-talking Moses on Frenemies, saying that he was doing all this stuff with all these other girls, calling her nasty, calling her smelly, calling her the worst person in the entire world, but that's your happily ever after? Like, who are you preaching to? Because it just sounds so embarrassing now. And like, I never thought it was with Trisha. I always thought it was just like weird, but now it's crossing that trajectory into just like embarrassing, like, oh, I'm so unbothered. So someone said, Trisha, you are the circus, and then she did a picture of Britney Spears quoting the song and said, all eyes on me in the center of the ring. So then someone said, you need to copyright strike them bestie about the drama channels. We need to remove the trashy channels off of YouTube. And then Trisha responds saying, who has the energy? I won't be in the way of someone making their bag, but damn, they could be a little nicer to the hand that feeds. Interesting. All I'm gonna say to that is Trisha likes to insinuate that drama channels and all these different people only make their income off of Trisha, but all we need to do is look at Trisha's YouTube channel, and the drama channels make more views than Trisha. And yeah, it must be embarrassing because drama channels upload videos on Trisha and they get more views than the videos Trisha uploads, so whose hand's feeding who? That's all I'm gonna ask. Now, I want to know your opinion on this. I just think everything that we just covered is really showing a different side, that Trisha is almost like under pressure, and I don't look at this as an unbothered thing at all. I look at it as very bothered. Like, I think Trisha is incredibly triggered by all of this and is starting to crack online, and that's one thing I've always said Trisha doesn't do, so it's weird seeing her in this state. That's my final comments on that. But I want to know your opinion. I appreciate you watching this video. I I genuinely appreciate your time. And I hope you're all having a great day. I hope you're all drinking some water. And I want to know what your opinion is in the comments below. So I will see you there. And don't do this. It's always the end of the video.
Allegedly.
Oh my god, stop scaring me, allegedly. What would we do without him? Probably be in a lot of lawsuits. I love you. I'll see you in my next one. Bye. Mwah.